So let's say you're having knee pain with lunges and you don't want to stop doing lunges because you know that the goal is you need to get back to being able to do lunges. Here are 3 ways that we can modify the lunge early on in your rehab so that you can continue to train the pattern without avoiding the movement altogether. The first way is going to be by taking the movement out of a lunge. So let's say you're doing forward or backwards lunge. Instead of moving in and out of that direction, we're just going to make you do a split squat. And that's going to train just holding the positions of a lunge and getting all the muscles to feel safe and strong and confident there without having to move in and out of it yet. So we're going to go into a split squat position and we're just going to hang out here. In the beginning, you're going to find the right sweet spot, which is, again, the pain is less than a yellow light and you're kind of in the green light to yellow light pain, so less than a 4 to 5. And the difficulty is around a 5, 6, 7, or 8. So you want to find the right distance or the right height of your split squat so that you can feel the targeted tissue and it's not irritating your knee. If it's a little bit hard here, you're just going to come up a little bit higher. So the first step is taking the movement out of the lunge and just owning the positions first so that you know that when you go into the lunge, your body is safe. Another way to modify the lunge is to add external support, like a chair or a wall, so that while you're going in and out of the lunge, you feel a little bit more secure in terms of your balance and you can put the work through the right tissues versus just falling into it and then pushing your way out with momentum. So we're going to use a wall here where we're just going to help us control the motion a little bit better. If that feels fine, then you can go back to a lunge knowing that you can safely already get in and out of the position with a little bit external support. The last tip for today in terms of modifying your lunge for less knee discomfort is to choose to do a reverse lunge instead of a forward lunge. When you're doing a forward lunge, there's more weight that goes forward into your knee and you have to control the deceleration portion of it, versus when you do a backwards lunge, it's usually a little bit easier to control. So if forward lunges are something that bothers your knee right now, try a backwards lunge and see if it feels less irritating on your knee joint. If that's the case, you can start to train that and eventually work your way back up to doing a forward lunge. These are just a few variations to a lunge that we give our clients every day so that they can start to train the lunge pattern without having to avoid it. And we use the simple formula that we talked about in terms of finding the sweet spot, which we made a video on that you guys can check out. But essentially, it's finding the exercise that's challenging enough to create positive adaptations, finding an exercise that doesn't cause too much pain or discomfort, where it's actually gonna maybe exacerbate the symptoms, and finding the right exercise that targets the correct tissues that we want to train. So if you can use the sweet spot formula and find a good starting point for whatever symptoms you're dealing with, at least you can start to train the movement pattern to start making progress in the right direction instead of avoiding the activity and exercise altogether, which is probably going to make you worse.